welcome TNC. It's good to see a lot of new and old faces. I'll be doing something called the gospel presentation. And the reason we do this every week is because the presentation of the life, death, and resurrection of Jesus is kind of like the core muscle on a body. And we just want to constantly keep reinforcing the most important part of Christianity. So we have a tradition of having people come up. This is actually going to be my last one because I'm graduating and I'm super old. And I'm going off to the real world. So the first time I gave the gospel and the second time, I would always use like a movie as like a metaphor for the gospel presentation. So the first time I did Footloose, the OG one with blue-eyed, what's his name? Someone give me his name, Kevin Bacon. Kevin Bacon, there we go. And the second one, I used the movie Shrek. So I thought I'd do something different and use the second Shrek. No, I'm kidding. This time I'm gonna act out 3 verses from the Bible. And I'm gonna explain why I'm doing this, but I'm gonna actually act it out twice. And the reason I'm doing this is because I think 2 things happen. As Christians, we have a tendency to read the Bible very mechanically. And I think non-Christians have a lot of misconceptions and bias about what the Bible actually is. So the first time I'm going to act out the verses, I'm just going to read it first. The first time I'm going to act it out in the way that some of us might have a tendency to read it. And then the second time I'm going to act it out as it was actually written, giving honor to the Apostle Matthew in the way that he actually wrote the words out in Greek. Does that make sense? Fair warning, I might get a bit passionate, mucho caliente while I read out these verses. I'll try to keep it within reason, but I might get a little bit loud. I assume, is that okay with everyone?
Yes.
So the thing I'm going to be reading out is when Jesus prophesies to Peter that Peter is going to deny Jesus 3 times. So even most non-Christians know about this verse. Can I get nods so some people know the scene in the Bible I'm talking about? So it's 3 verses. Matthew 26 verses 31 to 34. So I'm just going to read it out first. Then Jesus said to them, "This night all of you will have your faith in me shaken, for it is written, I will strike the shepherd, but the sheep of the flock will be dispersed." And then the scenes I'm acting out. "But after I've been raised up, I shall go before you to Galilee." Peter said to him in reply, "Though all may have their faith in you shaken, mine will never be." And Jesus said to him, "Amen, I say to you, this very night before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times. Peter said to him, "Even though I should have to die with you, I will not deny you." And all the apostles, the disciples, spoke likewise. So, all right, scene 1, how sometimes we have a tendency to read it. Okay, you guys bear with me? 3, 2, 1, action. "Oh, Jesus, even though everyone else might have their faith in you shaken, I will never leave you. Peter, before the cock crows, you will deny me 3 times. Lord, I will never deny you, even if I should have to die with you." And all the other apostles insisted the same. Cue the heavenly lights, the angelic choir, everyone's like in rapture and ecstasy. Let me act it out how it's actually written. And the inspiration I got from this is from the 5th season of The Chosen. And they do a lot of extra biblical stuff, but they did an excellent job depicting the Last Supper and every scene involving that. So now I'm going to act it out and how the Bible actually sounds. "Even if everybody else is scandalized, Jesus, I will never leave you. Peter, I'm telling you, before the cock crows, you have denied me 3 times. Jesus, I am not going to leave you even if I have to die with you." And all the other apostles insisted the same. End scene. Okay, so why am I doing this? We have a tendency to read the Bible very mechanically and take the emotion out of it. And a lot of non-Christians have a tendency to think the Bible is just like a story about very holy people who did holy things and a bunch of rules. But the fact of the matter is the Bible is about real people who had real problems and is about a real and living God who encountered them. Because no matter what creed and what background you come from, we can all agree that there is something wrong with this world. Disease, sickness, anxiety, murder, rape, and the biggest insult to all of it is death. No matter what, everyone in this room is going to die. There's a quote that I heard, which is, "Death gives life meaning." I'm starting to really dislike that quote because it's not death that gives life meaning, it's life that gives life meaning. Death was never supposed to be part of the original plan. The Christian perspective is that this real and living God that I just spoke of initially designed the world out of love. We were supposed to be immortal. We were supposed to live in perfect communion with this God forever. But the first second that we had to conceptualize the ability to make a choice, to like follow the beautiful God who loved us perfectly, or to choose our own way, we chose our own way. And then all this other stuff entered into the world. I want everyone to see the passion and the humanness that is written in the scriptures. Because it's supposed to point towards the person, Jesus Christ, the God in the flesh, who had to actually step into the sinful world that we had produced by turning away from God and die on the cross for us. And if you're wondering how someone like a 23-year-old like me can get up and with like extreme confidence say that I believe 100% that the life, death, crucifixion, and actual resurrection from the dead of Jesus happened, well then let us show you. Like, the reason we have this community here is to try to like explain to you why theologically it makes sense, philosophically it makes sense, from a historical anthropological perspective it makes sense that Jesus actually rose from the dead, and that we can trust and believe the claims that he says, which is, if you pick up your cross and follow me, you will be resurrected from the dead. Do the one thing that only one person throughout all of history which has done, is beat that big insult, that big thing, which is death, and you will live with God forever again. The real God who really loves you and exists because you're a real person with real problems, just like the people in the Bible. That's how the Bible actually sounds. Does that make sense? Any questions? Amen?
Amen.
Thank you.